Welcome, everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino airwalk, and this is what blessings are coming your way. So I'm going to talk about the next blessing that is coming in for you. Some people are going to get more than one. This is unlimited, so you can also run through this several times if you want to. But once we break down what blessing is coming your way, I'm going to talk a bit about when it's coming, when you can expect it. And I just want to give you guys a heads up. Some of you are going to hear a message and it is like directly, this blessing is coming. You have earned it. It is time. And others are going to get a message like, you know, your blessing is coming. Here's what it is. Here's when it can hit, but you still need to do this thing. Or sometimes it's even X, Y, and Z. All right. So I don't control the distribution system. I only control when I show up to give the messages. So I'm going to be totally honest. Sometimes there's a little more work you need to do to get this thing. Okay. It's not like a lottery aspect. It's not luck. It's based on karma. All blessings are. So don't let anybody tell you different. We earn everything we get. Grace shows up from time to time, but typically that's not caught up in blessings and karmic payouts. So let's go ahead. We're going to drop our $10 donation. Diana, my beautiful producer, is going to be reaching out to you in the comments section here on Instagram and on TikTok. But if you are on YouTube, the directions are in the description above. So you could check that out there. All right. First one up is Eric Evans. Eric Evans, what blessing is coming to Eric? So this is interesting. It looks like a train pulling up to you saying like, all aboard, all aboard. This has a little bit of the Polar Express feel to it symbolically. And you may be feeling very childlike in the last week and a half to 2 weeks, feeding your inner child more, being more mindful about balance, being kinder with yourself. This could be focusing on play, but this is essentially allowing yourself to do what you need to do for you, not feeding stress, other people's negativity, demands coming at you. Whereas in the past, maybe you would. Maybe if a bunch of pressure was put on you, you would let your work push you around. You would let the fear, of loss of resources, money, push you around. You would let other relationships where, you were desperate to either keep these people or, overreach with them in some capacity. You would have just automatically done it. What I feel you've been doing here is being more mindful. And as this train pulls up, this is symbolic, unless you have a train ticket booked, then take it both ways. This is going to be an amazing trip. I love the train, but this idea of the train pulling up and telling you to get on is going to represent a couple different blessings. First of all, things are about to move at 180 miles an hour for you. They are going in the right direction. They are going in a forward destiny charted direction. So we're talking about progression. I also noticed that when the train picks you up, it's going backward, which means if you have unresolved issues, healing that you're still kind of waiting on, like you've done the work, but you want the pain washed away. If you have any types of like conversations, contracts that need to be renewed, things like this. I feel like I'm choking. Anything involving your throat chakra that isn't totally healed, but you've been working on it, like A, speaking your truth, and B, if it was disrespected, disregarded, coming at it again, setting a boundary, you're going to get the payouts for that. So we are revisiting the past and we are getting payouts and blessings from the past work that you've done. But a lot of this is new. It's coming through speed in particular. And there is a heavy focus on you being able to go to the front of the train and steer the train, become the, what's it called? A conductor? Is that what trains have? The conductor of the train, which also suggests that you've been feeling powerless. And you're finally going to have a sense of coming back into your power. Now, this is at the root based on blessings and karmic payout from boundary setting that you've been doing with you, with others, with situations, with previous investments, with contracts, boundary setting. And you have to remain willing in order to continuously receive these blessings to say, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe I'll let you on this train at the next stop. You may have to get off, but this is where I'm headed. Okay. So this is you focusing on you, centering you, going forward. This looks good. A lot of this is going to be money related. A lot of it. All right, we're going to move on to Deanna Marie. Deanna Marie, what blessing is coming in for Deanna? You have somebody throwing fruit at you, and this feels like a grandfather, like just trying to be funny. But it could create a little bit of stress. And I feel like that's okay. Sometimes when we're having breakthroughs in our life, we can be like, oh, I asked for this. I manifested this. I made changes in my life so that I could have this. And now that it's here, I feel a little bit rattled. I do wonder if this one blessing that's coming in for you is a little bit later than what you had hoped. And so you weren't even really thinking about it. It hasn't even been in the forefront of your mind. So when it comes in now, you're like, I can't juggle this, or I can't fit this in, or I'm not sure I should make this change. This is an awful big change. It's asking a lot of me, but really you asked the universe for it. So don't forget that, the idea of your grandfather coming in here and throwing all of this fruit at you, is about fruition. It's about prosperity. He is throwing a pineapple, a banana, some grapes, and an apple. So we're going to look at these: pineapple, banana, grapes, and an apple. Okay, so your grandfather is big on symbology. A pineapple can also represent some type of a vacation to like a tropical place. So whether you're looking like Puerto Rico, I'm looking at Bahamas, Jamaica, I'm looking at, this could even be if you live in the States like Florida or California. But it's essentially like getting to an environment where I'm in warm climate. Everything is sort of nice and moist. And there's like jungle animals, palm trees, big like rainforesty type plants. And I am feeling very connected to the water and the beach, as well as the weather. Also, the people, the culture in a place like that should be a little more celebratory, a little bit more warm. The people are warmer. They look warmer. Everything feels warmer. I think this is a blessing that's coming in through some type of a trip that maybe you were even thinking, I'm not going to be able to do it. I think you should do it. I think you can do it. And other people may be pushing you to do it. Okay. Or it's already in the works. This is about the bill being footed. Okay. The bill is going to be paid. The universe is, footing the bill because you earned these things karmically. So sort of like the universe is the best bank account ever, right? They're the best loan officer. It's just like, here, you can have this. Here, I'm just going to give you this. Okay, because you earned it. So love when the universe pays out like this. Now, we also see a banana, which can symbolize that you've been taking better care of your health, your mental health, your energy levels, saying no to more things that are toxic for you. So you're going to receive healing also with like, if you've been dealing with anything, with your hair or cortisol or, your skin, especially, we're going to see an increase in energy levels and like your appearance. So blessings in the health as well as the mental health. The grapes are straight up cash. So you definitely have, that kind of already was said with the vacation, because quite literally, like, you're probably not going to win a vacation. Like, you just have the extra funds for it. So, there it is again with the grapes, wine, anything like this is about straight up money. So you could be looking at getting into a position where a lot of money is going to be coming to you. This could be a side hustle. This could also be something that's offered to you in your traditional workspace. And then apples are about children. They can also be about your inner child, feeling that your inner child is having an opportunity to play more, come out more, and be more at the forefront of your mind. But if you have children, there will also be blessings coming to them. So it's just an overall nice period. All right, we're going to move on to the next one, Crystal Henhawk. Okay, Crystal Henhawk, what blessing is coming your way? You've had some circumstances holding you back. It's not something you've imagined, it's been a series of waiting for this block, these obstacles to be removed. This is holding you up. This is holding kind of everything up. It's also a situation where, maybe you were trying to symbolically put a puzzle together and it's like, there are missing pieces here. I can't put this thing together. I have an idea of what it should look like based on the box, but I don't have enough pieces to actually pull this off. And, you know that. So we can't really get the entire picture for your life. until we have this breakthrough. And that's really what's coming in. I do feel like you've been dotting your I's, crossing your T's. You've done all the work. And there is talk of 3. Could it be 3 days? It could. I was originally feeling more like 3 weeks. So an opportunity for you to finally just move forward, have some answers that you've been waiting on, some instructions, some details. You may start to see number 7s as well. So be watching whenever you're seeing the number 7. We're probably within 24 to 48 hours of this thing hitting, okay? Or this thing like being removed so that this flow can happen, because 7s are about truths being revealed. They're about answers, opportunities, keys to doors, or doors, that you didn't even have access to before at all. So a lot of change coming in with that. I do think ultimately what you're looking for here is an ability to have more autonomy, more independence, more of a say-so, more of a position of power in your life. And don't lose sight of that as things start to move again. Don't get complacent and be like, oh, thank God, everything's here. And, I'm going to make some changes. And then I just want to rest for a while. It's like, this isn't really the time to rest. This is kind of the time to launch. Okay. And it's the time to have visions of long-term future, what you want for yourself, because it's like, what is in motion stays in motion. Claim it, create it, keep going. Everything is leverage right now. Level up, level up, level up. Okay. Keep the momentum going. What are you screaming about? Ezzy agrees. Ezzy agrees. Okay. Which is kind of funny because she's the black cat. So if there are things that you've had some inhibition about doing, it's non-traditional, don't let it stop you. Yes, you could come up here and join us, Ezzy. You don't have to scream. You could join us. All right, moving on to another one. This is Anna Pekka. Real quick before I get into Anna's, I want to ask everyone to please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment of any kind, but in particular, I would love to hear where you're tuning in from. Please do share this video, especially with someone who may need it at this time. And please hit the subscribe button. I would also, I forgot to mention at the beginning, let you guys know that this was such a hit show when we ran it through the test in January that I added it to the website. So if you ever need a pick-me-up or you want to gift it to someone who does, you can get a blessings reading up on my website, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. All right, we're going to move on to Anna Pekka. Anna Pekka, what blessing is coming your way, Anna? Well, my jaw is popping. Let's say relationship partners were stressing you out for a while, like to the point of like grinding teeth or headaches, or I can't prescribe or diagnose, but like stress dreaming or nightmares, or like when you thought of them, they were dysregulating your nervous system and you were like spying and watching. You were like, are they lying to me? They probably were. I mean, this doesn't look good, obviously, but I do think that the blessing here is that you're coming out of this and you're more, I heard assured, you're more assured that whatever is coming your way, whoever is coming your way, is for your highest and best good. You seem to be out of what looks like a testing phase. This is part of the blessing, is moving out of a testing phase, possibly even ballpark like 2 weeks out from now. See how you do. But, the universe is happy to extend those things. So just make sure you're mindful about that, okay? That you may get tested with exes, with bottom feeders, with moochers, with deceitful love partners or wannabe partners coming back, resurrecting from the past. Here they come. And you are going to be tested to see whether or not you entertain it. Now, it's not just about not responding to them or having them blocked. It's about not thinking about it. It's not giving them energy. It's not giving them your emotion. It's not allowing them to energetically come in and continue to drain you in any way, especially with anyone who has kept you wondering whether or not they were deceitful or has shown you inconsistency through almost an attitude of rejection, deliberate rejection of you by showing like you're not worthy of my consistency, my time, attention, affection in any adult way. Yeah, just that they are mooches, just that they basically love the ego strokes. They love getting your attention. It's almost like a game to them. They really just want your time. They want to know that they have access to you, but they don't pour back into your cup. Any of these are the areas where, you know, you're seeing some of those final tests. But ultimately, the blessing that's coming in is I see you having better relationships, better friendships, better work partners, higher vibrational people in general. Clearly you earned this, right? You've been doing the work by saying no and then saying yes to the right things, saying no to yourself and then reprogramming yourself yes to this instead. And this could also look like a love partner who, let's just say you have like great sexual chemistry. There's a lot of intellectual stimulation. We do have some past life connection. It's not super duper serious, like we're getting married, you know, tomorrow. While that could be in the cards, it's more of an enjoyable, almost like friend with benefits type of situation for you. That really does come through as a blessing. Okay, love it. Have fun. All right, we're going to move on to Edgar Velardes. What blessing is coming in here for Edgar? The hell is that? We just saw a rosary get pulled out of your mouth. I don't know who's me. I just saw a rosary get pulled out of your mouth. And then my stomach is like growling. I am fasting, people. Forgive me for the noise, but that's odd timing. I wasn't even hungry. And this is a gentleman. Is this your grandfather? This is your grandfather. Mom's side of the family. Okay. And then there's a lady here. Also mom's side of the family. Okay. Grandmother. Pulling a rosary out of your throat here. This isn't about Catholicism. This isn't about Christianity. This isn't even about religion. We could call these prayer beads. We could call these meditation beads. We could call these mantra beads. We could call these anything, but they seem more connected to the rosary. You, especially in your younger years, may have been more connected to the rosary as a symbol of faith, prayer, being in harmony with the Trinity, Christ energy, which is protection. It is healing. You know, manifestation. This is about you now having your throat chakra unblocked in such a way where you can be more of a mouthpiece for God. So people who want to heal others through their voice, they have to remove any blockages, okay, that are in the way. You may be going through the final phases, and you have been dissecting for the last 7 years how religion has inhibited you, how traditions have shut you down, how previous programming, including generational, and in particular, I want to blame mom's side of the family because we've got 2 people showing up here, mom's side of the family, how these generational curses, which are actually just psychological programming and bad habits, how they have shut you down in some ways to prevent you from being a mouthpiece of God. And here comes the flow. We get this rosary out of your throat. My stomach went nuts in that exact moment. You guys, I don't know if you could hear that, but that can also mean that you've got a fire in the belly brewing, that you're going to have a real passion for it, that you're going to have a hunger for doing more channeling, using your voice in more productive ways, going into areas, groups, meetings, in front of the microphone, whatever, where you normally wouldn't be, or you certainly wouldn't be in the past, or you certainly wouldn't be comfortable in the past, at least, and you're letting it out. You're channeling. I see peace doves now coming out of your throat. So you're going to be delivering healing messages. Some of this will be, yep, there goes my stomach again. This is going to be ridiculous. Some of this will be through your mainstream job, and some of it out on the streets, some of it socially, some of it personally, some of it through any type of side hustle or light work that you do. But the blessings are really coming in you recognizing your power in all of this, and once and for all, your alignment, okay, with your throat chakra and what you're really here to do. This is a beautiful thing. Endless blessings on things like that. We're going to move on to another one from Love, or for, I should say, Love and Beloved 5497. Is she up next? Tuning in from the Finger Lakes area, upstate New York. Beautiful. All right, Finger Lakes. Thank you. Okay, so she's not up next. We're not doing her. Okay, so we're just going to move away from that, and we are just going to move on to Anne Marie. Did I do an Anne Marie? I did Deanna Marie and Anna, and I got, okay, a whole bunch of people with similar names. Okay, so Anne Marie. Let me get into Anne Marie's energy. Anne Marie, what blessing is coming for her? I'm not saying you have an upset stomach. I'm not saying I can't prescribe a diagnosis that it's not like irritable bowel or some type of ulceritis or some type of colitis, or is that even a thing? I don't even know, but it's almost like I ate something and this did not go well, and it didn't go well on the day, and it's not going well even a couple days later, and now I feel like swollen, or I feel like I'm having digestive issues, and I'm wondering if it was like that pasta or those carbohydrates, or if it was just something else. There seems to be something happening here with you where you've been trying to figure out your digestive system for a while. Now, we are going back 7 months, but we're going back a year and 2 months total. So I also wonder if some fruit like apples, for example, were starting to set you off. Apples can also symbolize if you have any children, maybe your children at some point showed signs of this, but I felt like it was more you. Take it how it resonates. I think what we're having here is a breakthrough in healing, because you are entering into a period where this seems to calm down. Spirit's showing it like water, okay? And your guardian angel in particular, who also watches over your mental and emotional well-being, which is exactly what I was going to touch on next. Like I'm tripping my own self out. So showing like cold water going over your digestive system and your organs. I mean, we start from up here, we go all the way out and down. So it's like all of your organs, your filtration systems, okay? All of this being cool, calm, collected like cucumbers. It speeding up if you've been feeling like I have slow metabolism or something is sluggish here. I do feel cortisol is coming up here as well. So I do wonder if some of the issues that you have been having are related to stress. It's maybe food at times, but it is also, if we can control the stress levels, the food issues aren't that big of a deal, or they're more manageable, for example. So breakthroughs in this area are going to be huge for you. I see you more comfortable. I see you being able to kind of flatten this area out and be like, okay, now I'm looking like myself. You could also be losing a little bit of like, whether it's like weight or water retention or lymphatic stuff going on like through here, the upper back. These are all points of stress. This is stress accumulation stuff. So I feel great about that. I think that where this is really coming from is, yes, Spirit is coming through to remove the rest of it from you and get you on the right path going forward. But also you may have done a lot of work with like cord cutting, detaching from your past, detaching from past people, living or deceased, past memories, past pain. How have you taken your loss and grief and dissatisfaction and alchemized it into power and lessons and growth and even healing that you can give out to others? Like where did all of this work before it was done accumulate in the body, the mentality, okay, the emotions, the energy level? Where was it? Well, now it's going. All right. This could feel in some ways like an instantaneous healing for you. Again, I can't prescribe a diagnosis. All right, we're going to move on to another one. Edgar, 93, says, thank you, Ivy. All very exciting. It is, Edgar. I'm really happy for you. Enjoy. We're going to move on to the next one. Edgar is tuning in from San Jose, California. I knew you were in Cali. I haven't been out there to San Jose. Interesting. I'm dying to go. I have some ideas in my head of where exactly you are. Beautiful. I'll have to hit you up next time I'm there. I just got back. I was in Newport Beach for a while in that area. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, CJG is up next. CJG. What blessing is coming in? I feel like I'm choking a little bit. If you've been feeling as though your throat chakra has been shut down and you've been irritated because you're like, all right, this isn't the first time I heard this. I did the work. I did the homework. I did the clearing. Like, what more can I do? You know, there is sometimes a waiting period before you get the karmic payout, before you receive the blessing for that. And before even that, there's a testing period. And that's kind of where you've been. So you've been trying to do this work on your throat chakra. Correction, you have been doing this work on your throat chakra, but the blessings, the payout has been a bit held up because we are waiting on the last of the tests. We are waiting on the test results from the universe, and the universe always takes its sweet ass time. You know, it's like, all right, we'll just wait here forever for this, I guess. But the payout is pretty freaking huge, okay? When it finally comes in, and that's what we're looking at. The next 3 months for you is going to be almost like a bombardment. Your guides are saying a bombardment of like work opportunities, partnership opportunities, speaking opportunities, something about the chat, which can mean that anything you're doing on social media, anything you're doing in chats in general. I mean, I wouldn't even rule out this chat tonight. You know, you're seeing opportunities, you're pairing up with people, you're being asked to, you know, do things. You are radiating such an energy that is attracting really high interest for a different audience, okay, than what you've had in the past, where you've felt repeatedly disappointed or like you didn't receive anything back in return. So this is huge. This is about 3 months of a smorgasbord of like opportunities, a plethora of potential events if you take them. I don't even, oh, you do have a grandmother coming in here, because as soon as I was going to say, I don't see any red flags, like all that glitters is not gold, your grandmother stepped in and she said, well, there's some stuff that would be better than others. She's going to help navigate you through this. She feels very native to me, but like black hair, like let it go gray. My grandmother did this. My grandmother's hair was past her butt and it was always in a braid. It's like, you know, even when it went gray, it was always long, always in a braid up until her last days. This woman has the same hair, and there is a native feel here. How do I want to say this? There's a lot of wisdom coming to you in regards to, let's say, this newfound power that you're in. Okay, you have to know that everything that comes your way or wants your attention, you're not meant to entertain everything. It doesn't mean that some of these things aren't still blessings. You can feel blessed, you know, that they want you, that they want to interact with you. You could also say no. Okay, so we're not taking everything. Your grandmother's also making you peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and like giving you a little cup of milk, but it almost looks like buttermilk or something weird. I don't know. Maybe it's like whole fat milk. I think you need to feed your inner child a little bit. And I think you need to take some of this, because you try to be very humble. And every time you're given a compliment or a big blessing, you're like, well, whatever, you know. And I think you need to let your inner child come out a little bit more and play in that energy of appreciation. And the idea here of like peanut butter and jelly sandwich, maybe that's something you're into. Maybe you don't ever allow yourself to have that in a nice full fat glass of milk, okay, and like have a little celebration for how far you've come, because it does seem like people have wanted you to heal their inner child and they never gave it back, okay? But here it comes, and now you're giving it to yourself. Technically, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Alicia Fulvey is next. Alicia Fulvey. What healing, not healing message, what blessing is coming in for Alicia Fulvey? Seems like you have a blessing coming in here, but we need to do a little bit of a reversal, a little spin around the block, I'm hearing, of different areas where you have been overreaching, overextending, holding space where you shouldn't, a lack of boundaries, martyrdom, giving people free rides. I mean, you just essentially not being in a position of power, okay, in your life. So giving up your power to literally other people in situations when they really should have been standing on their own 2 feet, or they should have been focused after you assisted them in giving back to you, and you just kept giving it. Well, I can, so I should. No. So a lot of deprogramming going on with you. We do need to spin around that block one more time. We're going to have to do a review. The universe is checking. You're going to go through a period of testing here. I'm not going to lie. It looks like 3 different tests coming in where it's like, Is she gonna hold the line, or is she going to become double-minded and start giving in areas where she shouldn't be again? Once you pass those 3 tests, I feel as though the blessings are going to come mostly through speaking opportunities and power positions that you either didn't think you were worthy of, you never thought would actually happen. These may have been some ambitions that you had earlier in life, like teenage years, college years, but you've kind of put it on the back burner. Well, here it is. It's up for review. And technically, all of this is going to pay out also in cash. So you could read this as networking or speaking opportunities. You could also see it as just a straight up cash payout. All of it. And this is putting you in a position, you almost seem to not care about the money. So I don't know if you've been trying to get your finances straight, but it's like, but when the money gets here, it's like, it's so much bigger than the money. I don't even care about the money anymore. It's this feeling of, I would do this for free. Okay. I would speak on this for free. I would want to do this, even if it was like a barter system, or I wasn't really getting paid at all. I was getting paid in like the currency from sociability. This is really positive for you. You are going through this process of reevaluation and then these 3 tests in order for you to be able, once you get this, to keep it, to hold it, to maintain it. Sometimes we don't get exactly what we want for a while because we're not ready to take care of it, So this is a huge deal. Keep examining in those areas. And we're going to move on to another one. This is some confirmation here from CJG121. CJG says, thank you, Ivy. That is exciting. And yes, it is taking forever. I'll be patient. Yeah, you do that. Teach me how. All right. Well, kudos. I am so happy for you. We are going to move on to Mairead. Mairead, what blessing is coming Mairead's way? You seem to have a couple different things happening here, but they're all through people. Okay, they are all through people that you talk to, that you are acquaintances with, that you are friends with. They are blessings through people. You may be hearing from one person that they are, and I want to say this is all coming in within the next 2.5 to 3 weeks. So like it may be like bam, 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 like nothing sort of is happening. And then, yeah, between 2.5 and 3 weeks, it's like they all sort of hit, at the same time. I don't even think these people are related in any way. So, I mean, that's the universe, that's a sign that this is a breakthrough on your blessings. It almost feels like they all set it up. Like, did you guys have a meeting or something? No, of course not. They don't even know each other. Like, definitely not. I think that this first person coming in may be saying something to you, like a show of affection, display of interest in having more communication with you, deeper conversation with you. This could be romantically related, although at the root, it feels like friendship. It does feel like some soulmate or soul tribe connection here with this person. And I see dark hair. We have someone else coming in here who felt like male energy. We've got somebody else coming in here who feels like female energy, longer hair, maybe like a lighter brown, or I color it a lot. Like it's always some kind of color. Like it may have been red at one point, but I feel like this person is coming in and asking you to spend more time, is coming in as a blessing for you by giving you support and wanting to have more exchange, intimacy in regards to the sharing of ideas and the expression of emotion as a safe place to land. You may also have a sister. I'm assuming this is a biological sister. Take it out, resonates. But you have a sister coming in also who is saying something to you about like getting together to play. And if you've had any type of discord, or she has, or you both have, with other family members, it's ruling them out, So it's like getting that call from a cousin you haven't talked to in a while because you cut certain family members out and they're like, look, forget them. Let's hang out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to lose touch with you. It has this feeling of cousinhood or sisterhood or camaraderie that is really beneficial to both of you, but could only exist outside of the rest of the group. Okay. And so, even if they don't say it exactly that way, just know that is why they're reaching out. And this is the beginning of that awareness, let's say. Okay. This could be someone younger than you, or they're more immature than you, or they've been a little slower on picking up what the universe is laying down in regards to boundaries with the rest of the family. So you may feel like you're taking the bait, but you're kind of having to lead it a little bit. Like, well, this is how we actually do that. That's fine. That's fine. If you decide to take the lead after that, I mean, somebody's kind of going to have to, because this does feel like uncharted pioneering territory. So I love this. Beautiful, beautiful. All people stuff, all relationship stuff, Mairead. We're going to move on to Vanessa Dempsey. Vanessa Dempsey, what blessing is coming through for Vanessa? I heard an alarm clock go off behind me. It is red. The mouse around the clock. Tick tock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 12. The mouse ran down. Hickory dickory dock. Is it 12? Is that what the clock strikes? And this is about you releasing some stuff that's been resurrecting from the past. We would say this is skeletons in the closet, stuff swept under the carpet, things from the basement, things put up on a shelf collecting dust. This is conversations that haven't been had or conversations that haven't been complete. And hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock is, I think you're the mouse. I think you are having fun with this. I don't think this was enjoyable for you at all in recent years. How you've gotten to a place where you're like, it's almost like a children's rhyme. It's almost like playful. It's almost like come and get me. It's like, what are you going to do about it? Like, you can't catch me. It's very cat and mouse. It's very kind of sneaky. Mice are known for endurance. They are known for perseverance. They can come up against a wall and be like, I'll chew my way through. I'll chew my way through. And they will. It may take time, but they will get to the other side. It's insane to watch. They don't ever doubt themselves. And that's where you are now. You're like, I'm not, you don't have any doubts whatsoever. You're not complaining either about what may take some time. But essentially what you're doing is putting your focus back on you. You're reclaiming your joy. You're reclaiming this spirit within yourself that may have been dormant for a long time, where you were hiding, you were shaking, you were rattled. Maybe you had a lot of dysregulated nervous system issues going on due to stress, and someone outside of you seems to be pushing or bullying you around. There could also be shared resources involved there with this person. I'm getting a lot of male energy. Take it out resonates. We don't have time to get into all of it, but basically you're coming out of a series of events that weighed you down. And now you have chosen you here recently in the past, over the course of the last year, but in recent months especially. And now the alarm is going off on this little red alarm clock that may also be popping up for you as an emoji. If in an iPhone, it looks red. It's like a little red clock. And, we're seeing that numbers are showing up for you, giving you direction and blessings. We're hearing chimes going off, which is an increase in mediumship and psychic ability. This idea of you being more playful and coming from your inner child, rejuvenating your energy, and on to the next. You also seem to be watching people who have done you dirty get their karma. And here's where the bigger parts of the blessings start to come in. Not to sound petty, but I enjoy it. This is a period of time. I did 2 videos on it this week, that from whatever day I posted the videos to the 20th. This is about karmic delivery. That was your weekly message on my social media for you guys. And so you're going to get a front row seat to the karma show. You also have heightened protection and your blessings are coming in. So this is for the general audience. Okay. Collective blessings are coming in for anyone who's been doing the right work. Though I do want to say, Vanessa, seems like some people who did you dirty, you're about to get a front row seat to the karma show. So that's going to be entertaining. They're going to take a face plant. And I think that you reclaiming your power and going forward for when we see 1 and 2 here. We're talking about 1 as huge opportunities coming in, but not without the hard work, and 2 as soulmate connection, partnerships, teamwork. This could be just networking as a whole, but it's essentially everything that you do going forward. The partners will be there to help you get things up and off the ground. All right. So you are moving into a 12 cycle, and that is massive, massive blessings. Finally, you have some good company here too. I love this. All right. We're going to move on to another one. I still have Vanessa's name up there. So we're going to move on to Hunter Santiago. Hunter Santiago, what blessing is coming in for you? You may have been letting go of some things. I can't prescribe or diagnose, but it feels like the organs, the right side of the stomach. You could have been holding on, okay, to some energy, and it wasn't really filtering out through you properly because you were selling yourself a bit short, and that reads in the body in different places sort of as like a rejection, okay, a block, an obstacle. I see the first blessing being a payout in that area because you've been doing the work on stopping that, a fluidity here, okay, so that's good. That could also feel like, again, I can't prescribe or diagnose, but if you've been dealing with like constipation or anything like that, irritable bowel, or I don't know, constipation, or I don't know what the words are for this particular condition, but it feels like inflammation and constipation and everything sort of at once. I also feel like that was stress induced, but because your boundaries weren't in proper place. So we really see you taking this opportunity in recent weeks to examine where your boundaries need to be better placed. But what you've been doing since then is applying it to all other areas of your life, examining other people who have these problems, paying attention to the bigger lessons that the universe is trying to show you with this. How does that personal experience for you apply to a million other things in life? And I think that you have now some opportunities coming in that are going to be high vibrational. They're not going to test you as hard or try to steal from your energy or drain you. But you couldn't have those easy pathways to fulfilling your life contract and enjoying your work and making a lot of money and being recognized and then leveling up again and networking. You couldn't have all of that until you could handle this. This stuff sort of at the bare bottom. So you're going to see expansion in the work you do. The other thing that keeps popping up for you, just on a side note, is being asked to speak. So be mindful of anyone encouraging you to like lead, teach, train. I don't care if it's just even something at your job where they're like, we need someone to speak to, I don't know, be our union rep or something like that. Or, someone is asking you for like an interview, or someone is asking you for your advice. Like, these are things you really need to see as blessings and opportunity for expansion. You're being seen and heard. You're being recognized. All right. Beautiful. Love it. We have Denise Trujillo. I don't know if I'm massacring that. I'm sorry. Denise Trujillo. Denise T. What blessing is coming in for Denise T? I see you eating from it's almost like a charcuterie board. It's like meat and grapes. I got honey. I've got carrot sticks. I've got all this stuff. I've got a whole deli area. I got almonds. It's like I've got all these things. I just see you eating everything really, really quickly. This is going to be symbolic of a few different types of blessings. Now, you already earned these, so I don't have a part of a message for you where it's like, oh, you got to do this to get this. It's just coming. It already started. I want to say the last 24 to 48 hours. So if you've been feeling a shift in your energy, whether this is like you woke up and you looked brighter, you looked less puffy, you slept like a baby, you woke up like before the alarm, or you woke up feeling energized, whatever it is, it's like your energy should be shifting in the last 24 to 48 hours as this board comes toward you and you can now start to consume. We have a mixture of different things on here. Fruit being because these are literally grapes, that being money, okay? Cash value on these. This is you, no wonder you're eating them first. It was like, that's what you picked. Like if I could have blessings right now, it would be the resources. Okay, so we've got the resources coming in. We have what looks also with some of this like a promotion, like say cheese, almost like this is my new headshot, this is my new picture, this is my new, you know, it's like a promotion with a title. Okay, so it's like this is her, this is the new title. So some expansion opportunity going on there. What else is on this board? Honey, that's freaking huge. That's money though. Again, I know I already said that, but now I'm realizing we've got double symbology here. Do we have triple symbology here? Okay, almonds, good. Well, that's health. That's health too. Health. Okay. So an increase in health, possibly from this ease, you know, this abundance coming in, these other blessings, you know, we have a trickle effect when we talk about something like this. So you got a whole charcuterie board here, you know, so there's going to be like, everything's connected, right? Life is a spider web. It's not categories. So where's the relationship thing? Okay. Yeah. Carrots are health again. You've got some relationship stuff coming up here as well. Where you may feel as though some relationships you've been involved with for a while, maybe even years, have taken a little bit of a slowdown and you are cleansing them out. Now, this could mean that you choose to kind of get rid of some people. I'm seeing a lot of citrus, like cut up oranges, orange slices, and you're periodically eating these orange slices, which is about your immune system. Fine. Okay. Can be, but it's also about cleansing the palate and cleansing in general. So we could be cleaning up some problems in relationships. You could be redefining some relationships. I have to fix this puzzle here on TikTok. I'm trying to not run over the cat. I don't know where she went. I'll just keep yelling while I do that. But what was I saying? I was saying like you could be cleansing some relationships. You could be redefining some relationships. You could be getting rid of some relationships. But ultimately, it feels like you're having more peace about relationships and enjoying more everyone's company. Hold on, I screwed it up. Yeah. There's Ezzy. Hi, Mama. She found a way to be on camera. You guys see her on the red chair? Boop. We love you. Yeah, a greater deal of satisfaction because there's a clean energy with these new relationships. You know, there's reciprocity, there's balance, there's health. Whenever I see oranges, we're talking about healthy relationships. Okay, so that's also part of your smorgasbord of blessings here. A lot of this may be coming too because you cleared your throat chakra within the last year. Good for you. All right, we're going to move on to another one. Is this Abby? What did I think I did that? Well, my days are blending. That was Anna, not Abby. Okay, Abby. I didn't confuse you two. I thought I saw it on the paper. All right, Abby like Hicks is next. Abby Hicks. What blessing is coming in for Abby? Abby? Seems like there is a little bit of work to do here. But the blessing is a microphone. So a microphone in my symbol base is going to be public speaking, publishing. This could be you training, leading, teaching others. This is also in the position I'm seeing it. It's about you being recognized as having something to offer, which is a totally different cup of tea because we can want the microphone and grab at that microphone all the live long day. But if people don't care, it's pretty useless, right? So this is about you being given the microphone. This is about you being given the microphone, but after a period of time where you deliberately took it, you reached out for it, you did the work on your presentation, on yourself. Oh, I'm yelling at the cat and she's behind me. That freaked me out. There's something scratching in the fireplace. We're just not even gonna. Sometimes I wish it just was a ghost, you know? Gross. All right, whatever. We're not gonna deal with that right now. There's like, oh, this is like freaking Wild Kingdom in this house. There's always a bat or a mouse or something. Thank God I have her. So this is about you taking a little bit of time to make sure you're dotting your I's, you're crossing your T's, you're speaking your truth. And in any situations where you have been selling yourself short, selling yourself out, being double minded, saying to the universe, look, I have this list of things I want. I have this manifestation list. I have this vision board. This is the future me. This is my future life. But then the way you're living is all against that. Okay. You're going to have to go through another round or two of tests here. So it seems like the more you overcome any double-mindedness about who you are, what you want, what you deserve, what you are truly in alignment with, meaning your higher mind, not the fleshy part of you. We got to get the fleshy part of you in alignment with the higher mind, okay? You are going to have access to these speaking opportunities. This idea here of you being able to, it's not really take the mic, it's just like turn it on. It was like lightning and it's raining and thundering. We need a storm. This is spooky. So we have, this need for you to understand that it's going to be pretty simple. These opportunities are coming. So you can just turn the mic on and it's like my audience is ready to go. So the rewards will be pretty instantaneous once they get here. And I would say that you're probably going to be tested in this area for the next 2 to 4 weeks. All right. It's exciting. I hear it, Ezzy. I hear it, Mama. I hear it. It's raining. All right, we're in New York, so it's just been like snow and storms and, we're not used to like thunder and lightning in the rain since like fall, early fall even, I would say. All right. So let's go ahead and get into another one. Joelle Porter, 7552. Joelle Porter, 7552. What blessing is coming Joelle's way? Looks like money. Put your money where your mouth is, though. So here's the thing. You do have money coming in. You have resources coming in. You have opportunities to use this as like leverage. But I do think that you could be looking at using it toward investments. And when we start talking about the investments, Spirit's saying, don't bite off more than you can chew. You have a lady coming through who appears to be I want to say maternal energy, mom's side of the family, who's very smart with money. May have dealt with a husband at some point, but like took the money away from him and like ran everything. And then he seems to be gone at one point, and she did quite well with money. Especially when she could control how it was being spent. She's a little bit of a penny pincher, a little bit, but it was more like wise. I don't need an excessive amount of everything under the sun. I need the things that I need, and then I need the things that I want. And then I need a little wiggle room for like investments, side hustles, passive income, a little bit of leverage to go around, maybe to lend, become the lender, never the borrower, things like this. It wasn't about always growing this and getting more and getting more and getting more and consumption. It was about balance, and it was about appreciation, and it was about wisdom and an attitude of gratitude. And she has a very stoic attitude about, where she was with resources. She also didn't see, and she doesn't want you to see, just really money as resources, but rather people you could network through, people who owe you favors, different opportunities that you could use as leverage, like looking back at the past and being like, well, how could I bring that around again, or that group of people around again, or how could I, go back and talk to them? I think it's time. So you have a lot of increase here with resources, and I think it is a lot of blessing for sure. It's definitely money you can play with in whatever way you choose. But if you are taking it into straight up investments, you're going to want to be a little bit cautious on that one. Okay. So we want this blessing to stretch. And she says, grow. Okay. To grow and expand, not to limit you in any way. So here's another good way to look at this. If you have an opportunity here, okay, to significantly level up with your resources, you are going to want to make sure that you're not making moves that you know nothing about. If you need to speak to a professional, if you need to consult her, if you need to consult your trusty psychic on a financial read or something like that, don't just be like winging it. Don't be like, well, let's just throw some stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Or like, yeah, somebody asked me about this, I'm going to go ahead and dive in. Or I'm feeling it, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Like, do you even know what you're talking about? Like, some of these moves may be relatively big. And even if they aren't an actual contract that locks you in, technically on a universal cosmic scale, they're contracted. So you're locked in. Okay. Yeah. This kind of reminds me of a little bit, and I'm not saying you're going to win the lottery. I don't think that's where this is coming from at all, but I'm just saying this is an example. We listen to people's stories about how they won the lottery, and it's an obscene amount of money, and they're broke just a couple years later because they don't know what they're doing, right? There's a science to this. So it's like, don't be afraid to ask questions or to learn or to slow your roll once all of this is here into the choices you make with the investments. That's a good way to say it. And don't let every Tom, Dick, and Harry off the street, ride your coattails or partner with you, especially if you're the strongest partner. Never give up the skeleton key. Just make sure you hold on to those keys. Happy to work with you, but you're not controlling the contract here. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful. Lots going on there. Very good. Joelle Porter says, okay, so we're just doing Joelle's reading. So I'm a popular nail tech. Yep, makes sense. There could be, and that puts you in a position where, because you're in a business where you're constantly meeting new people, and then other people who also work there or own it or this or that and the other, there's just endless expansion opportunities for someone like you. This is the stuff of dreams, because what most people have in their mainstream job is a freaking cap, a glass ceiling. They're in a box. They're never going to get access to any of this, right? And it's like, this is why some of us just want to be like entrepreneurs, business owners, independent contractors, consultants, like whatever. This is why, like, I would rather hustle in that and have this opportunity for these huge blessings to come in than to live in a box under someone else's boot. You can't even fathom it, right? So Vanessa 3047 says, awesome, love all of that. Thank you so much. You are so welcome, Vanessa. Enjoy your blessings. Right, mama? Aw. Melissa Subia is next. For those of you tuning in a bit late, this is What Are Your Blessings? What Blessings Are Coming Your Way show, where you drop a $10 donation. It is unlimited, so you can get as many as you want. You can also get it if you want to do this privately or gift it to another up on my website, ivyrivera.psychicmedium.com. But you are going to drop a $10 donation, and then you're going to wait until it's your turn. And I'm going to tell you what blessing is coming your way, if there's any additional work you need to do to make sure it is delivered, and when it is going to come to you. Melissa Subia is next. Melissa, what blessing is coming your way? Teacher's board. I don't know why we're calling it this, but your work and money guide in particular, and your relationship guide, is talking about a teacher's board. You're about to attain a teacher's board that looks to me more like a calendar, a schedule where you can move the pieces around. Sometimes we see this in like nursery school, or, with the younger kids, where it's like felt pieces, or you're like sticking a strawberry over here, you're sticking a smiley face over here, you're sticking a pencil, you're making this board tell a story. And the story involves very clearly some type of education here. The story allows you to be the instructor, to be the storyteller, and to educate others, not necessarily children, though this could involve, children. It's really younger people, or it's people who don't know as much as you know. It's people who haven't experienced as much as you have. This is when we're talking about you being in a teacher position. You have gone through certain trainings and education in life, right? Some of it hard knocks, some of it through experiences with other people and what to, let's say, not do, because it took a lot from you. It cost you a lot. Some of it through your experiences with other people where it's like, that was a blessing, that was healthy, that was balanced, look for the helpers, look for the healthy people. You seem to be taking all of this wisdom, including some health stuff here, mental health and health stuff, and saying, I'm ready to give this out. And essentially it's like ding-a-ling-a-ling, ringing the bell. I'm like, school's in session. Who needs it? Who needs to learn? And I see people coming to you, not flocking to you. I mean, I'm not going to reach, but they're coming. This looks a little bit like Little House on the Prairie when it's like the school bell would ring and there'd be like 10 kids. You're like, is that the whole class? Today we've got like 45 kids in the group, it's like, is that the whole, and they're all age ranges, which is kind of funny. You're like, how is that going to happen? Well, that's the magic of you, Melissa. Okay. So you clearly have a bunch of things to give out to people in a healing, educational manner that can assist them, almost like advocacy, in leveling up. You are giving them the power. You're giving them the tools. You're not trying to hold on to the tools. You're offering it to them so that they can pick it up. And that can take them some time. So this could be a ministry, people showing up. This could be fans. This could be repeat clients. These could be, essentially in this scenario of symbolism, it's repeat students coming to you to learn more. So it's time for you to give out your healing. I don't even really feel like it's much of a choice. You could be doing this professionally as well, but it seems to be, or I want to say you could be doing this in like a more mainstream profession as well. But any type of work you're doing, it's probably going to show up there as well. I think that ultimately, though, this is something you're doing more independently. This feels like counseling, light work. This could be healing work. This could be readings. This could be Reiki. This could be spiritual life coaching, whatever you've been hoping to do, but it's like, I'm waiting for my audience to show up. Basically, that's what I'm saying. I think I took the long way on that one. They're showing up. Your audience is here. Okay. Your ministry is here. Well, it's been here, but like the people are here. Okay. Your fans, the pews will be filled. This looks really good. Really good. All right. Keep it up. Camilla is next. Camilla, what blessing is coming in for Camilla? I feel like a pain behind my ear, and I can't prescribe a diagnosis, but if you've been getting a lot of ear ringing, like the tinnitus or a pressure, like when a plane goes up or comes down, or like a seashell is up to your ear, this is all connected with clairvoyance, psychic ability, third eye activation. This is a constant, every time there's a message there. My grandmother used to say, pick up the phone. What's the message? Don't ask me. Don't complain. Pick up the phone. You need to invest in your intuition a bit more. This also can be that you've been receiving so much messaging. It's literally causing like a headache for you. And some of this could be coming from concerns of yours, feeling as though you're missing something. What if I miss something? Am I understanding my life properly at this time? I think that the blessing that's coming in here is a deeper connection with your intuition. It's more answers and less questioning. It's more messaging and less symbology and cryptic messages in your dreams, but more prophecy instead. This is you taking your ability to a whole new level. There's really nothing for you to do here to receive this. Like I said, I think it already started. I mean, honestly, I'd be surprised if you're not noticing this in the last, I'm hearing one from your guide. So either like week or month, but it's like a call to action for you to say, what am I supposed to do with this information? If you want to take your psychic ability to the next level, feels like within your mainstream work, I don't know that I have a ton of wiggle room there for you to use it much, but any other type of work you were thinking of using it for, the healing arts in any capacity, sound healing, meditation, using social media to do healings online, group work, This could be individual sessions with people, but this also ran in your bloodline. Okay, so you do have a grandmother who comes through and a gentleman who comes through. I want to say grandma on mom's side of the family, gentleman on dad's side of the family. It seems like both bloodlines had psychic ability, and you do have some ideas. You do seem to have some significant ideas on how you would like to use this. Okay, so tap into it and let it out. Mel Subi says that this is awesome. Thank you so much, Ivy. You're welcome, Melissa. Thank you. Have fun with it. We have another one here for Nicole. Nicole, what blessing is coming your way? Quick feet, quick movement. I don't necessarily feel like you've been stuck, but I do feel like you maybe haven't had a lot of motivation, and that can feel as though you're stuck, but there was nothing really technically holding you back. I do think sometimes you wait on perfect circumstances. Your guides are calling you out, and you do have a gentleman here who watches over you in a paternal way. May pass a little bit before his time, possibly something heart related or very quick, but he's blames himself. You get that from him. Maybe overthinking things, waiting until every single duck is in a row, you know, just knowing that the gun went off, knowing that you can make a move, and it's like, I'm not going to, you know, I don't know what you're waiting for. Maybe permission sometimes, but you are a little like him, a little hesitant. There's talk of some Virgo energy going on here as well, which can mean he had it, you have it, and some big placements. It's a little meticulous. It's a little type A. We think of the triangle, you know, it's very type A. It has to be done this way. And what's happening now is that you seem to be moving into a period of fluidity with all of this. You are having some breakthroughs that allow you to shake it up and get out of your comfort zone a little bit. And some of this is happening because it's a blessing in general, like a clean sweep and a blanketed thing. It's not just one area. Okay. So we're going to see this in work opportunities, where you may be given something you feel you're not ready for. You're not sure you can maintain it. What if this? What if that? Oh, well, take it, claim it, run with it. You'll figure it out as you go. Most people don't know what the hell they're doing anyways. Okay. So who cares? You know, think of mediocre men who have an excessive amount. They're just oozing with confidence. They have no clue what they're doing. And then women wait until they have 3 freaking PhDs. Okay. And they're still lacking confidence. Like, just act like a man in this. Okay. The audacity. Okay. To just step out and be like, figure it out as I go, I guess, or I'll fake it. You know, this is going to work out well for you. I also think that some of this is hitting you in regards to travel, or if you're looking at real estate, if you're looking at another residency, if you are looking at even citizenship, if you're debating on how exactly you want to move about, but you are also looking at how you want to expand your living situation. So it's not just about travel. It's also about like owning land, upgrades on the residency. Residency change in my symbol base can also be, and I feel that a little bit with the work opportunities that already came up. It could be leaving where you've been and going to a whole new space to grab up all these new opportunities. Thank you for the hearts. Okay. Now we also see the third area where this sort of blanketed blessing, this level up in general, is going to hit, is in a relationship dynamic. This does feel romantic to me. So this could be a situation where you felt like you weren't getting somewhere, or I never reached this level of intimacy with someone, or I never really truly felt supported by someone. I would always have to tell them what to do and follow up, and then give them the tools to do it, and then remind them to do it. It was like, that's not real. By the time they give it, it's an offense. There's a lot of research on this, that by the time you got something you wanted, you didn't even want it anymore, because all it does is bring you grief that you had to wait so long, that they were so unwilling for so long to do the bare minimum. You know, what you're getting now is this blessing to sort of counteract all of this, where this person is just, I don't want to say lavishing love on you. I mean, it seems like normal behavior. This is what it always should have been. You know, you're being loved, you're being supported, you're being seen, and you're being appreciated. And that is really something that has been missing. is you being understood, meaning people may have felt entitled to your energy, your affection, your labor, your time, your attention. And now they're saying, this is so valuable. Everything she gives is valuable. I see it and I want to make sure I reimburse it. You understand? Huge difference, massive difference. So big blessings coming in for you. Like a blanketed approach across the board. Beautiful. Thank you, Nicole. We're going to move on to another one. Are there any more? Are we doing last call? How many more do we have? Where are we with everything? Just a reminder, if you guys are tuning in, this is what blessings are coming your way. You're going to drop a $10 donation, and then I'm going to tell you what blessing is coming your way and when. This is unlimited, so you can get as many as you want. If you want to do this privately, you can go onto my website, ivyrivera.psychicmedium.com, and book a blessing reading there. Mackenzie Mooser is up next. Mackenzie Mooser. Mackenzie, what blessing is coming in? You seem to have an opportunity at work to, I was confused as to whether or not this is lateral. I really don't think so. I don't know if maybe you see it as lateral, but it isn't. It's having an opportunity to do more, be seen more, and possibly, you know, earn more here for sure. But it's debatable as to whether or not it's a full title change. That's where it's muddled. Now, sometimes these messages can get muddled because it's not written yet. It's not written in the stars yet. The only destiny charted thing we have here that it can be a 100% guarantee is that it's coming, but the details can still be in a bit of a free will zone. I like to say there are too many hands in the pot. And so I can't guarantee what these other people are going to do officially or offer you. I can't guarantee whether or not you're going to accept it. You could also possibly in a situation like this have an opportunity to be like, I would love to hear more about that. Let's have a meeting. Let's sit down and let me look at this. I want to see it in like a contract form, you know, and let's negotiate. So this does not have to be a situation where you're like, oh, there's my blessing. Yes, I'll take it. This could be a situation where you're like, here's my blessing and let's make this 2 blessings, 3 blessings, indefinite blessings. Okay. Like, how can I use this? So how big this gets is based on you. All right. So just remember that. A little navigating here. But ultimately, you know, this is coming. And you may have already had some people say something to you. Like, you know, sometimes people before something like this happens, they mention it casually in passing or something like that. Or there's like word of mouth going around. And I think you already have a little bit of a clue as to how you're being seen and what may be offered. So I like this. You also seem to be bumping somebody else out of the way who really didn't deserve it or is over it or has outgrown it or, you know, something like that. Nicole Whitehead 2916 said, I was feeling so down tonight. I really needed this. I appreciate you, Ivy. Oh, thank you. I can feel your heaviness. I'm glad you're happier. Run with it. Stay in that energy. Keep working it. Mindy, Love and Beloved. Okay, here we go. So here's Mindy, aka Love and Beloved. What blessing is coming to Mindy? This feels like a speaking opportunity. And a baseball bat. What the hell is that? Speaking opportunity and a baseball bat. You know, sometimes we get opportunities to speak and we're like, hell no, this is not a blessing. This is a curse. Get behind me, Satan. Not today, you know, and it's like, I don't want to do this. This is, I think it ranks, doesn't it? Like people would rather die or have to go to the dentist or like, it's bad. It's up there with like things that are most feared, you know? That's funny. People would rather die than publicly speak, but it's true. There is something going on here, okay, with an opportunity for you to speak. People are asking to hear more of you, see more of you, to know what you know. And some of it is very personal to you. It's almost like telling your tale. It's storytelling. It's sharing. your wisdom and what you've been through and what you believe. I mean, this kind of goes deep. This goes in a couple different areas, depending, I guess, on what you're talking about, who you're talking to, and who asked for it. But you're being handed a bat, a wooden bat, directly after that. And there's talk here from your guides of, when given a blessing, don't, what's it called? Look a gift horse in the mouth or something. It's like, when given a blessing, accept it with grace, and yes, be humble, but also be confident enough to know that when it's time for you to step up to bat, you've got the best bat in the field. Okay. So you are gonna hit a home run. And the bat is also symbolic of, I think, for you, beating off old thoughts that are maybe excessively disciplinarian or downer thoughts, or have to do with shrinking yourself, like beating those thoughts off, knocking them down, not letting them get at you. But I also feel that this is about being more playful. So accepting this blessing and having a playful attitude about it, toward yourself, about you in it. Okay. And the other people, because you could be in some uncharted territory here a little bit. All right. But the idea ever of people coming in asking you to speak more is absolutely a blessing. Absolutely. I would also keep running with it. Like, take as many of these opportunities as you can, because this is just going to come in like one chunk. Take as many of these opportunities as you can, and let them evolve into other opportunities as well. All right, this looks really nice for you. Tanya Rivera, another Rivera. Tanya Rivera, what blessing is coming? It's like you're getting a monkey off your back. You may also be getting a conversation out of the way that probably should have happened a long time ago. If you find that you have conversations with people that are causing you to feel stressed, whether they be triangulation, they be petty, they be issues that remain unresolved, it be people who don't come with true intent. What's the word for that? Where we say, look, I'll engage in an argument with you, or I'll engage in this conversation, I'll engage in this problem solving, if you are coming with, what's the word I'm looking for? Authentic what? Somebody tell me in the comments. Drive me nuts. But essentially, it's genuine intent, not hidden aggression or hidden agenda or some bull crap. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you've been dealing with, this could be in-laws, this could be other people in your family, this could be connected to marital stuff, this could be bosses or coworkers. This is typically where there's some shared resources and or a family or legalistic type of dynamic, okay? A system, let's say. And it could have been causing you literally, maybe, I cannot prescribe a diagnosis, but even like lower back pain. So typically this manifests in the back from the middle of the spine down, right past the tailbone. And you are getting rid of, okay? You're getting rid of that. You are coming into these blessings now where you are setting boundaries, continue to do so, where you aren't just putting these issues on the back burner, but you are addressing them directly, often by not addressing them at all. No is a complete answer. Me not responding to you tells you a lot more than anything I could ever say. And we're not going to get into back and forth engagement here on some insincere level. You are calling the shots, and you are becoming a more powerful player in your life and in your karma. I think that going forward, the blessings are really going to come through opportunities for you to go play, opportunities for you to expand and grow, and opportunities for you to do things autonomously, so that these systems that you have been either entrapped in or you have selected to be part of because you thought you found security in that type of community, right? You're realizing it's not of benefit, and your higher mind wants you out, wants you free, wants you doing your own thing, wants you independent, wants you in a power position. You can also recreate groups that are harmonious if you want. I mean, if you want, once we get this up and going more, okay? So it's like I'm leaving the system and I am busting out as like a butterfly. You're leaving the caterpillars, you're leaving the pupa phase, whatever those cocoons, you know what I mean? You're done. You're done. You're a butterfly. You've got your wings. This is happening in a very short period of time. I mean, I really want to say the next 2 months for you, you should be feeling like I have more freedom. I have more prosperity. I have more opportunities to do my own thing and to build, but you need to keep in mind at all times that this really is about you doing what you want to do for you and creating a brand new system. That's certainly not an opportunity that we get every day. Okay? Or that some people get their entire lives. This is huge. And whatever you want to do with the old systems, you could do. You know, you want to kind of stay involved a little bit, but you're not going to let it overwhelm you at all. You got healthy boundaries. That's up to you. You know, this isn't about abandoning everything you've ever known and going off here into left field, into no man's land. You know, this is about understanding that you are called for bigger things and not everyone can come with you. And you can handle that how you feel is right for you, as long as it's not stressing you out. We have Mark, Nature Calls You next. Mark, what blessing is coming in for Mark? I got left ear ringing. I got right ear ringing. I got my tongue going numb. What on earth are you doing here? Left ear? So you've got mediumship in the left ear ringing, tinnitus, feeling of pressure, like when an airplane goes up or comes down, like a seashell's up to your ear, clairaudience, spirits putting thoughts in your head. It increases in the bathroom. Our native belief is the porcelain, earth, water, mirrors are all conductors of communication with the other side. So when you're in the shower, when you're brushing your teeth, having insights, songs popping in your head, answers and solutions. You also get it in the right ear, which is your psychic ability. That can also increase in the bathroom or in the yard for you, or like when you're out connected to nature. A lot of right ear ringing, which is your psychic ability kicking in. This can also be where your guides are giving you some direction on what you need to do next, I'm hearing. So we have an increase. Left ear, right ear, the tongue going numb is connected to empathic ability, or we would say clairempathy. It can sometimes be connected to an increase in clairaudience or mediumship, which we already touched on a little bit. But for you, I think this is more empathic. So if you feel like you've hit level 4 empathic ability, I have a class on the website called Empathic Awareness you can check out, but this can lead to healing energy literally escaping you. I'm at the grocery store. I am not trying to give you healing right now. I'm trying to get my food, okay? I'm at the bank. I'm not trying to talk to anybody right now. I'm not trying to get dizzy right now while I stand here. You know, I am just trying to get my money. I am like minding my own darn business, and here my face is going numb. My tongue is going numb. I've got tingling in the lips, the hands, hot hands getting red, hands heating up, hands tingling. This can happen to some people's feet as well. The healing energy is trying to leave you, but I feel like it's trying to exit your mouth. It's trying to exit your words. It's in speech primarily. Okay. So what I think, this doesn't sound like a blessing. I know. Intuitive intelligence is a blessing and a curse. And it must be managed at all times, or it will run your ass into the ground. No doubt about it. But we do want to see this as a blessing, because you are about to become a blessing for many, many other people. So this is a little bit of like a blessing where it's a pay it forward blessing as well. But your protection level is increasing. The universe is cradling you, your ancestors, your manifestation is on fire right now. So let's take your blessing and kind of increase it a little bit so you can have a little more fun with it than all this helping others. If your manifestation is peaking, okay, because you are so in alignment with your life contract in the universe right now, you can ask for anything. So this is kind of like a genie in a bottle, but instead of 3 wishes, how many do you want? Your manifestation ability at this time is peak. So that means you can claim what you want. I'm not asking, I'm not hoping, I'm not praying for. I am claiming because I'm in alignment with it. And your ability to utilize law of attraction is peaking. So we are thinking in terms of like attracts like. I want more of this. I want more of that. I want to start getting this, you know, bring it toward me, bring it toward me. And you need to see yourself as the king on the throne, you know, where you're not chasing anything. You are pulling it toward you and more of it. Okay. That's how you could take a blessing like this and make it a little bit more suited to the other things you want, because this is one that comes with work. We get blessed with intuitive intelligence. We get blessed with an ability to heal. We get blessed with channeling, and it almost automatically just goes right out to others around us. And that's how it works. And that is a beautiful thing. Okay. But also get a little pampering for yourself. Okay. A genie in a bottle with unlimited wishes right now. You can't ask for more. Tanya Rivera said, thank you, Ivy. You're welcome, Tanya. Thank you for being here. And yes, we can still bring in a few more, or again, these are unlimited, so you guys can get as many as you want, but I am doing last call at this time. So if you are tuning in TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and you have not dropped your $10 donation to receive your blessing, now is the time. Abby Hicks says, thank you, IVXO. You are so welcome, Abby. Thank you for being here. Hazel, Miami Heat 305-ish is next. Hazel. What blessing is coming in for Hazel? Circumstances that have been holding you back are being released. Now, some of these may have been connected to your dad or males in your childhood or patriarchal conditioning, you know, take it how it resonates. But some of this is quite literally like your pops, you know, there's this sense of like, well, the old man put this on me and I haven't been able to like break these chains around my ankle, or there's this kind of parentification of this heaviness, or this, I can't really just do for me because I have to do for others. You know, you may have been stretched a little thin by male energy, again, influence there, you know, where it's almost as though you are and have been really doing the work to officially break free from any type of self-conditioning and restriction you put on yourself, where you say, well, this is who I really am, or this is what I really want to have, or this is what I really want to do, or this is how I really want to respond in this relationship, or I would rather be alone than entertain this, or I would rather not even have anything than to have this half-assed thing that's being offered me, this freaking crumb on the floor, you know. But you've had a tendency in the past to be like, give it to me, whatever it is, I'll just be grateful because bloom where you're planted. And I guess I should have an attitude of gratitude and I better count my blessings. That's subservience. Okay. That is the higher orders of keeping you down. It's like you're breaking out, you're breaking free, you're breaking through this shell, and you have this shield of protection on you right now, so that even though you are going through a series of tests in these areas where, you know, the universe is allowing you opportunities to either shrink and accept the crumbs, or grow and essentially say, no way, I'm ready to recreate out here in blind faith and uncharted territory. You've got the shield of protection, and you seem to be very confident going forward. I think that what's really happening here is that the blessing comes from the original problems, the original people, the paternal influences that originally caused this, that have had a bit of a hold around your ankles here so that you can't have movement forward. It's being removed. Like, I see the key, I see the chains being unlocked. So the universe is coming in and wiping out, after you've done all this work, wiping out the last of that hold. The only way you're going to, you can't get reattached. I mean, you could shoot yourself in the foot, you know, and be double-minded, but you can't get reattached. Like, that's it. Chains are broken. So you're out, you're free. I think that what happens from here going forward as the thunder hits is that you hit the ground running in, I heard, reinventing yourself and being able to, for a while, you almost look like one of the kids in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? Willy Wonka's place, where it's like, I'm going to lick this, I'm going to bite this, I'm going to take a bite of this, I'm going to chew this, I'm going to drink this chocolate fountain. You know, it's like, I want to taste a little bit of everything. And the universe is like, let her have it. Just like, let her have it. You know, let her eat her candy till she pukes. And then, you know, she'll understand after that kind of what specifically she wants to keep around and never eat again, you know, and And then it's like the blessings are going to flow so you can recreate, something about reincarnation here as well. So you could be taking some work that you did in a previous life and you're expanding upon it. You're getting ready to expand upon it. Okay. To kind of complete that work. It does feel like counseling. It does feel like entrepreneurship. It does feel like light work of some kind. So, just remember a lot of it at the base though is about your self-confidence, your self-worth, and showing other people what their power is. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you, Hazel. Love and Beloved said, thank you, Ivy. I'm going up to bat. Yay. I'm so excited. Keep me posted. Enjoy. Anna Pekka. So we have another one for Anna. Okay. Anna Pekka. Anna Pekka. What blessing is coming through for Anna? Seem to be dancing. It almost reminds me of the grapevine in the 80s or the 90s. We used to do this thing that could definitely break your ankle. I mean, and it really wasn't productive, but it was fun. And as a group dynamic, it really sort of like raised the vibe. It raised the energy, because if everyone could do the grapevine over and over and over again without anyone breaking an ankle, you know, there's a certain level of excitement, electricity, you know. And as a trainer, it was one of the reasons I was addicted to being a personal trainer, was because I was addicted to the vibe of the gym. You know, I like that amount of energy. I see you entering into a blessing here that feels electric. It feels dynamic. It feels like I'm not even trying. I'm just having fun. And it's like higher, 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 higher. This could be dopamine hits. I mean, this could be like, you know, really feeling as though you are where you belong. And this is coming through some group dynamics. And maybe you did just join the gym. I mean, granted, I don't think that's the only thing I'm talking about here. Okay, maybe you are taking, I don't know, stair stepper classes or something. But I think that this is more about sociability for you. I think this is about where you're going. I think this is about where you're being welcomed, where you're headed, where you're being beloved, you know, where you're seeing that people really want to hear more out of you. You're acting almost like younger or more childlike. It's funny. There seems to be a couple people you're connecting with in a way that keeps you energized long beyond the time that you interact. And so they're almost like rent-free in your head, some of these connections. There could be two specifically, one female who it feels almost like a sisterhood, like the way you guys talk to each other. It's like you're talking at each other. You're stumbling over each other. It's like, I'm on this topic. We're on this topic. We're on this topic. It's just, there's a nice flow. You got your mojo going, you know, and then you've got a gentleman coming in here where you may be experiencing this with him as well, but on, like a deeper level. There could be deeper levels of intimacy that are coming in here. This isn't, I mean, even if this is romantic, clearly it is, but it doesn't have to be your forever, you know? So it's just about enjoying people when they're there, enjoying things thoroughly as they are, and honoring whatever contract you have, you know, with these people, not wanting it to be something more, forcing it to be something more, becoming codependent, putting my neediness on them, fearing that it could go one day. Nope, none of that, none of that, none of that. There's no room for that when you're doing the grapevine. You're going to trip and break your ankle. Okay. So enjoy your blessings, enjoy your connection with these people, have a good time, enjoy how much they're like just eating you up. I mean, everybody just wants more of you, more of you. It's super fun. I love this for you. Are you okay? As he's hiding under the table on my feet, I think this lightning and thunder is bothering her. You want to come up here? You come up here and join us? Come on up. Come on up. I protect you. I really can't, honestly. I can't even protect myself from it. I lie. We'll be okay. You say hi to everybody? You say hi, Ezzy? She's leaving us. All right, let's move on to another one. Tiffany from TikTok. All right, Tiffany. Tiffany, what blessing is coming your way? Something about tarot cards. So I don't know if you're working with tarot cards. It seems like you're getting it almost feels like a love reading. And it's like every card that gets flipped over for you or that you're flipping over for yourself is like a heart, a bunch of hearts, a whole trail of hearts. You know, it's like so many hearts. These are all different messages of love coming in. If you've been going through a difficult time the last year or two, about a year and a half, maybe a year and 7 months. And there may have been a health issue about a year and 7 months ago. So I don't know if this was dental or if you went under for something, or if we were just taking care of like the face, the sinuses. Take It Out resonates, and I can't prescribe a diagnose, but there may have even been some health stuff that kind of triggered a series of like depression or low level energy circumstances, you just not really entirely feeling yourself as well. And it feels like you're coming out of this funk. Now, this may happen in like you getting a tarot deck, and you're starting to do readings on yourself and you're like, yeah, I should have been doing this all along. Every morning when I wake up, I'm going to flip 3 cards. I'm going to be like, what are my blessings for the day? Okay. Or what should I be paying attention to today, or whatever it is. Some of this is activated by you, but some of it is just being told to you in such a manner where you receive a couple strong messages. Probably this one that comes through tarot. And you're being told that you are worthy of love, that you are worthy of joy, that you are worthy of feeling enlightened and happy and having simple happiness on a day-to-day basis without having to like work yourself into the ground or earn it. It's unapologetically and in a revolutionary way accepting the blessings that are coming to you and not saying to yourself, well, I didn't earn it. Okay. Or I don't feel worthy. Each one of these cards that are being flipped for you with the different types of hearts, this one's got one big one, some in the background. This is like 2. This is a whole stream of hearts. These are different ways that you'll be receiving love because of the hardships that you've gone through. And because ultimately, and I'm channeling, I feel like, God energy, just saying this to you, because you are a lover, because you have chosen not to go bitter, you haven't gotten nasty, you've gone through things that you almost at times maybe thought you weren't going to survive, but instead of becoming a problem for other people, you decided that you were going to become a blessing for other people, and you stayed steady. I don't think you give yourself enough credit for that. Okay. People who can go through stuff and not become manipulative and conniving and, all these things, a narcissist themselves. I mean, it's like, you really need to give yourself a ton of credit for that. That is power. That is strength. These blessings are coming through. It looks like a series of opportunities coming for you that you can take, including some trips or travel. I heard expansion. So I think we're talking about some work expansion, but I was going to say exploration. So little adventures as well. So people just like inviting you to things, winning tickets to things, going and seeing, all this stuff. We also see some, I would say expansion or a potential like level up that you have wanted with your work, with the way that you're seen. And it feels like the first ones are in love, in relationships, you being appreciated more. Okay. Now remember, that one's tentative, because if we're not appreciating ourselves, it can be very hard to be in alignment with that appreciation from others. Or here's a better way to say that, maybe. Even if they give it, if you can't receive it, what does it matter? Okay. So just make sure you're receiving. But I see love increasing, being given to you. Janet Gomez. Okay. Janet Gomez is next. Janet Gomez, what blessing is coming your way? I see you getting out of what may have been debt, or it may be some contract that was kind of keeping you back. I see you getting behind the wheel of a car. It looks like an SUV or something bigger, like a Road Ranger or a Road Rover, or I don't even know what the heck those things are called. And that doesn't have to be literal. Okay, but it is symbolic of something bigger. So you are getting rid of some baggage, and that would have required that you did the work, that you said no, that you didn't sign again, that you didn't renegotiate, a contract. You walked away. You've done this work in the past with people and situations, last 1.5 to 2 years in particular, something about 7 months ago as well. And you may have also had to do this with kids or a child, or maybe people who take a lot from you, but need to stand on their own 2 feet. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Even there, where it was really difficult to do, you have been setting these better boundaries. So the blessing that's coming in here is this idea of you finally getting into a car that you really like. I have you laughing, I have you cackling. It's like, I got it. Everybody get in. Okay. It's like, we're going to go have a party, and wherever this leads us, we're going to celebrate. And so this idea of you getting behind the wheel is about a couple different things, couple different blessings coming in. First of all, it's you finally being in a position of power after a long period of feeling disempowered because of the things you'd gotten yourself entangled with. Now, the second thing is speed. Okay. So you're going to be picking up the pace. Everything in your life is going to be picking up the pace. So any areas where you've been like, well, this is moving slow, it's not going to be any more. And the third thing is being seen as a power player. So you are going to be seen as someone who has character, integrity, skills, tools. People want to network with you a lot, but they see you as a networker as well. So I don't know if you do something where you're dealing a lot with the public, but they see you as someone who's networked out, and they want to network with you. So something going on there. That's all part of you being seen, okay, as a power player. So you are officially in a position of power because you did this work. You cut all that dead weight, gone, took a minute, had to hack at it, but it has fallen off. And I see just a lot of joy, a lot of celebration, a lot of you being able to celebrate with other people who've stuck by you. Okay, a lot of laughing with ladies, laughing with girls, laughter of women. So this is a lot of fun. Also, I just want to, on a side note, the idea of you getting into this big SUV type vehicle, again, that doesn't have to be literal, but it's running over obstacles. So anything that were to come in your way, okay, I pity whatever gets in front of this thing because you'll just run it right over. Okay, so if you've gone through a long period of time, I see that you have, there are like blocks and obstacles and holdups and mouse on a wheel energy. And why is this circumstance taking forever? There won't be any more of that. All right, so we're breaking out. I heard the next 5 months is really going to be picking up speed for you. All right, enjoy. Thank you. Next up is Ayana. All right, Ayana, what blessing is coming for Ayana? It looks like you're going to be able to release something that has been holding you down. There's talk of a releasing ceremony, and I see a yellow balloon, and then I see a red balloon. I also see a blue balloon, but it's like you're holding it. It's almost like you're debating on what you want to do with it. So let's break these down. Okay, but you're holding the blue. All right, we'll see. So the first blessing that's coming in here, there's really nothing you need to do. You've already been doing this work. So you're going to be receiving an opportunity to just sort of release some stuff from the past that was holding you back. This could have been in regards to heartache, difficult circumstances, loss, or grief. This could also be disappointments, okay, in general. It mostly felt like it was people related, but I do feel something about like work circumstances or professional stuff, money. So that could also be included in there too. I don't know if also you felt inhibited or that you were cut off from achieving everything you wanted with your education. Okay, certifications, titles, training, I mean, things like this. So there is something about like, I never got that done, or I didn't finish that, or that was taken from me, or I shouldn't have quit, or I should have gone back right away instead of waiting all these years, or da, 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 da. There's something going on with that. I just see you releasing this balloon, and the opportunity to release it is a big deal because we're not always ready to do that. Okay. The universe doesn't always give us the opportunity to do that. The universe is like, nope, go get back in the ring. You know what I mean? Go another round. And so it's like, okay, I can finally do this. This is huge. So in the releasing of the yellow balloon, you're releasing all that past stuff that I just mentioned, emotionally, mentally, literally, figuratively, energetically, all the things. Okay. The idea of it being yellow is also about the blessings that that release can bring in, which is going to be fun, travel, adventure. This could just be general happiness for you on like a daily basis, but it's typically bigger stuff. Okay, so it's like a lot of things to celebrate in general in adventures for the most part. So if you've been wanting to like explore new things, go new places, you know, travel, all of that is here. Then we have the red balloon, which comes after the yellow. So this will go in probably just a couple weeks apart from each other, ballpark, spreading out over about 3 months. So the next one up a couple weeks later would be the red balloon. You releasing the red balloon is symbolic of I own my power. I am ready to receive, because the universe is essentially saying to you, it's time for you to step up into your power. You are going to be seen as someone who has a lot to offer, and there's going to be a demand for this. Are you ready to do it with confidence? Are you ready to stand your ground? And you're saying yes. Okay. And so it's like accepting it. And then here comes these people, these opportunities, you being seen again as someone of power. This could affect your work. This will affect your personal relationships, and this could affect anything that you do on social media with speaking, teaching, the public. Then we have you holding the blue one. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to choose to do with that. Blue is about self-empowerment. Blue is the shade of blue here. We still got a ways to go. You're middle of the road. You know, we don't want to see it as like a light blue or an aqua, like a sky blue, you know, but it goes all the way from that to cobalt. And we really see you somewhere in the middle here, like a very, very light royal blue, you know. So this is about self-empowerment. You still have a little more work to do with that before I think you're ready to receive that blessing and totally release that balloon. You're kind of keeping it at your side, but you're working with it still. Okay. And that's exactly where you want to be right now. But just know that blessing will also be coming up as you complete that work. And that may happen through these other experiences. Sometimes we just need to get out there and live, and it like takes care of itself. I would almost put money on it. That's how that'll go for you. Next one up is Diosa, aka Brianna. Okay, so Brianna, what blessing is coming in for Brianna? Fruit, all this fruit. Fruit is symbolic of prosperity, different things though. You could have a trip being gifted to you. I doubt the entire thing is going to be gifted to you. It could be like a discount or some type of Groupon circumstance, or somebody invites you to go, but it's like, let's split this. Look, I got this huge discount. You're going to benefit from this. The only thing you have to pay for is like your room. You know, I do wonder if this is a cruise, because sometimes I'm like on the water. It's probably by water, maybe not the entire time, but it's probably by water more than it's on the water. But we'll take it how it resonates. So you are essentially being gifted some type of adventure vacation, a trip, an opportunity to go out, shake it up, you know, have more fun. Spend time with others that, you know, you want to grow in relationship with. And it looks like that's the other blessing coming in here, is that, and this has been brewing just recently, just even within the last week or two, this has all been brewing. But there is also an image here of oranges. So that can signify that you're trying to cleanse out your immune system. You're taking better care of your health, and there will be huge benefits for that, but also relationships that aren't really working. You seem to be very reserved in your relationships at time, where you keep them on a shallow level, and then later you kind of complain that they're on a shallow level. And it's like, well, you know, people can only work with you as far as you reach them. And you can only really work with others as far as you've reached yourself. And so there is still more work that needs to be done with this to figure out how you can get to a real level of satisfaction within your intimate relationships and feel as though it's something valuable, something true, something stable, something solid, you know, something rooted, versus these kind of like lighter interactions that seem to be a little disappointing, or they just have a whole range, you know, of it's almost like inconsistency is the best way I can say that. I think that the other thing that you may have coming in here for you, based on some truths that you've been telling lately, is some money. So let's say somebody tried to lowball you. You may have spoken up against it. Or if somebody tried to put work on you and you were like, I don't think so, you know, not my circus, not my monkeys, I'm not feeding that. You could be seeing some payout from that. Okay. So we see some grapes in with this fruit, which is straight up cash. So I like that a lot, but it will probably come through some type of promotion. Okay, like at your job, for example. All right, thank you. Where are we? We have a little bit of a testimonial going on here, I think. Janet from TikTok says, yes, I had my second baby 7 months ago. Thank you. I love the way you rock those red glasses. Thank you. All right, well, congratulations on the baby and your new beginnings. How fun. All right, we have any more coming in, or we are at time? We are at time. All right, excellent. So if you guys need to book a reading with me, I do work internationally. It's a super simple self-booking system. So you can find hours, I'm sure, that suit you. But if you are in like India, for example, and it's getting a little tight on availability, you can also get a video reading. You can also book a party or a psychic fair with me through the website, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. And if you don't want to wait for the next Blessings show, you would love to do one of these for yourself privately or gift this to someone else, it is now available on my website under Blessings Readings. So you could see it right there. All right, I will be back Friday. You guys voted into the 2026 show lineup, past life readings. So we've got our past life readings show on Friday back here, all these platforms, 9 p.m. Eastern. You can get your early questions in now. It is going to be unlimited. And I just want to remind everyone that when you drop your payments for a show, put in with the description what show it's for, okay? Because we are constantly getting payments coming in and we're like, a lot of them aren't marked, okay? And then you're reaching out on other platforms or emails or things like this and asking about it. And it's like, just every time you drop a payment, if you're doing early payments, just put what show it's for, okay? And my producer will catch it and we could be more organized. Sunday also, I will see you back here for another Roots Revival service. We are on the sermon topic of love and relationships that can get very codependent and difficult. The topic is the art of intimate detachment, how to love from a place of safety. So I will see you guys back here for all of that. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I'll see you next time.